baby. If you're reading this now, it means it's your 16th birthday. This is such a special time in your life, and I want with all my heart for you to treasure it with the best of your abilities. I lived a fantastic life before I met your father, with your father and then with you. And I want you to have the same or even better of an experience than I did. Your doctors told your father and I last weekend that your birth might only end in one of us surviving, so I've decided to write a couple of letters to tell you a little bit about how I lived my life after 16. I love you, my sweet girl. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Love, Mom. After your dad and I got married, we got into the rhythm of trying to find the craziest little cafes and the most suburban roads. It was the most fun you could possibly imagine. Sometimes going on a random adventure can really take you far. This one time, your dad and I happened to come across this cafe on Shungho Road. It was this tiny little place, but it was our place. We used to sit down and watch old couples walk by while off in the distance cars made their way home from work. It was our little quiet corner away from the city, a place where we always came back to when we needed some time to ourselves, because sometimes it does get too much. Love, Mom. Hi, baby. I know that last letter might have come to you as a shock, but I really did want your father to save these for you until you were old enough to understand. Baby girl, I loved you so much, more than you can ever know, and now all I ask is that you read these letters and have a little bit of fun retracing my steps from way back when. Go to the cafe on the back of this letter, and you will see my favorite spot. Here, I studied harder than anyone else in my grade, and it's where I found out I got into university. It's where I fantasized all my goals, and it always calmed me down. Enjoy! Love, Mom. After studying, I'd usually head over to the library to open up a nice book and wind down. However, this one late Thursday night, some guy walked up and sat right next to me. The conversation started flowing, and we started laughing. It was the best conversation I'd had in a very long time, and that's when I knew I'd met someone special. If you can't guess by now, it was your dad. I hope you end up finding someone who cares about you the way your father always cared for me. Maybe you'll end up in that library one day, and maybe someone will pop up right next to you and show you what it means to be loved in a way you didn't know how. I love you. Love, Mom. After your dad and I bumped into each other that Thursday night, he wasted no time to ask me out. The next day, he took me to what then became our favorite spot, the local French bistro. We both ordered the meatballs, and I'm not sure if they still have it, but if they do, you need to try the smoked tomato sauce. You just need to do it. Trust me on this one. The special menu always wins. Enjoy your meatballs. Oh, and by the way, table 9, the one by the back. Love, Mom. Back in 1997, when your father and I were newlywed, we found out that we were pregnant. It was until that point the single most exciting day of our lives, but it wasn't meant to be. Around 2 months later one night, I had a miscarriage. Looking back now, I don't think I've ever recovered from that night, but I did learn how precious every single moment of every day was. I hope you can lead a life that only inspires you and that can never bring you down. Love, Mom. It was the morning of 2003. It was the morning we found out that you were on your way. All I can think about in this moment right now was when I told your dad that you were on your way. I have never seen the light shine on a man so much in my life. We had made you. I started tearing up and your dad started beaming with excitement. It was such a beautiful moment. You were brought into this world with so much love already behind you. Never forget that you will always be loved. By me, by your father. We will always be beside you no matter where your path began and where it will continue. We will always support you no matter what. I love you. Don't ever doubt that I did. Love, Mom.